Okay, I'm waiting for it to go live. Yep, I see I'm live now. Okay, I'll start in a few seconds. Okay, here's how it goes. Let's listen to the cue first, right? Enjoy the music. And we'll start in about 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm about to document my live streaming setup using the ATEM Mini, and this documentation will be completely recorded using this setup itself. All right, I'm going to go through the setup in detail. So, are we ready to begin? Let's stand by. Off the music, please. Yes. Okay. In the previous video, I did a live projection setup to switch between 2 cameras and 1 computer, and the output goes into an external monitor, okay, which in a real situation will be a live projection screen. Okay, today, or right now, I'll be expanding the setup to switch between 3 video cameras and 1 computer. And for output, we are still going into the external monitor, but this time we are also going live to YouTube in 1080p. So if you didn't catch the live, check out the link below and see that live recording. I will not do any cuts to it so that you can see how this thing actually works live. All right, so check out the link below to see the recording of this live stream. Now, at the same time, okay, I said there was an output to the monitor and then to YouTube. There is another output. Okay, it is being recorded to an external hard drive right now, whatever we are shooting. Okay, so let's begin. Let me go into detail. I'm going to take you through a tour of the whole system here, shall we? First of all, I want to introduce to you the back of the ATEM Mini. I will need to bring this camera out. Okay, I'm going to show you what I've connected. All the cables here. All right. Let's switch over to camera 3. Okay, it's a bit dark, so let me turn on my lights. Yep, you hear the light. Okay, this is the light. Okay, I turn on the light. Now, first of all, I'll go through port by port to show you what I connected. Now, the first port is mic 1. That one is an input, okay, which goes to the receiver of the Sennheiser G3. Okay, the Sennheiser D3 mic that I'm wearing right now. It's a wireless microphone system. Okay, the transmit. I should say the one on the table is a receiver. Yeah, the transmitter is on my pants belt nut right now. I'm speaking through this clip-on mic, and it transmits to the receiver, which goes into mic 1 input of the ATEM Mini. Okay. Now, next to it is mic 2. Okay, what is this right now? That's where you heard the music. Okay, the music now is right plugged into my phone. Okay, so let me check if it's playing, right? Is it playing? Okay, I'm just ensure it's playing, and to turn it on, I just on this switch. Right, you can hear the music, so I'm going to turn it off now. So that's mic 2, an external music input coming into the ATEM Mini, which we can select. Okay, beside that, is HDMI input source number 1. That's camera 1. Then we have HDMI input from camera 2. Then 3 will be camera 3. Number 4 will be the HDMI output from a computer. Okay, the one you saw just now, right? I'm playing a presentation slide from there. So that's HDMI input source number 4. Then beside that is the HDMI output, which goes directly all the way to the external monitor over there, right? You can see my finger, external monitor. It's live. Okay, now, next to this is the webcam out. This one, if you can't see clearly, let me bring the light. It's a USB-C port, okay, which goes into the USB input of my MacBook Pro, and the video is converted into a signal which my OBS software can pick up. Okay, can you see OBS software? Focus. Yep, OBS software. All right, and let's come back to the back. Beside that is an Ethernet control port. Okay, this is used when we connect to the software control panel. Okay, and beside that is our power jack. Okay, so that's the back of the ATEM Mini with all the cables that I have connected. Right now, I'll just document the front panel and show you how it's being operated. Okay, this whole thing is very exciting, very interesting. Okay, I'm pointing my camera right now. So I'm going to switch to camera 3. Right, it's a bit bright, so I can adjust the camera right on the spot here. Okay, so it's a one-man crew thing, right? 3 cameras and 1 presentation computer. Okay, earlier on when I camera shift, I should have switched to camera 1 and 2 and then shift the camera. Okay, it's a matter of practice. Okay, so now let's have a close-up look at the front panel of the ATEM Mini. Okay, now let me introduce to you all the buttons here one by one, right? The main buttons that we are going to press are the 4 big ones on the bottom left hand of the front panel, right? As you can see now, number 3 is selected. Okay, this is HDMI input source number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, you're looking at number 3 now, which is a close-up view of the front panel. So let's switch to number 1. Okay, that's camera number 1. And then let's switch to number 2. Now that's camera number 2, capturing the wide shot of everything. Yeah, that's camera number 1. That's camera number 3. Okay, now switch to camera number 3. It's exactly what you're seeing right now. Camera 3 is pointing at the front panel. And camera number 4 is our slides coming from the slides computer. All right, so that's the 4 big buttons which we will control most of the time. So now I'm going to introduce to you these tiny buttons on top. Let's start from the top right. Okay, let me zoom the camera in so that you can see clearly what I'm pointing at. See, I switched to the wide cam so I can do the zooming without bothering you. Okay, now, right, I'm ready. Then I switch to the close-up cam. Okay, let's take a look. If you can see this section here, labeled mic 1, that's the selection and control for the Sennheiser mic which I'm wearing right now. Okay, this one, the Sennheiser mic, which goes into the receiver here. Okay, what does it do? Right now it's turned on. If I turn off, just listen. Of course, you can't hear me when I turn it off. Now there's two arrow buttons below, up and down. So one is for volume up, the other one volume down. I will just adjust it for you to listen. I'm pressing the up now. Up, 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 up. You can hear my voice getting louder, very, very loud. And even the background hissing sound is getting louder. Okay, now I'm going to press the down button. Down, 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 see how far it can go. Of course, it went to silent, right? You can't hear me. Now I'm going to adjust until it hits the right level. How I know it hits the right level is within the yellow safe zone by looking at the audio meter on the OBS software, streaming software. Okay, this is a good point. When I keep quiet, there shouldn't be any loud sound. Right, nice, except for some blower sound coming from the computer. Okay, so that is the mic 1 input selection and control. Now, let's take a look at this. Mic 2 selection and control. Right now it's off. Of course, this is the one connected to my phone, playing music in loop. So if I turn it on, you can hear the music. Let's listen. Okay, I can even continue talking because both the mic and the music input are on. Okay, I can also control the volume of the music. You want to make it louder, I press the up button. Lower the music to a comfortable level. I can even lower until there's no more sound, right? But I want to leave it on. Higher a bit. Higher a bit. Higher a bit. Yes. Okay. Let's turn it off. Okay. So that's mic 1 and mic 2. Okay, now let's talk about the other buttons below the mic 1, mic 2 controls. Okay, I'm going to adjust the camera again to point at it. Right. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave them down in the comments section. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in until it's right, and then I'll show it to you. Okay, done. Number 3, camera 3. So if you look at the big button number 1, the HDMI input source number 1, the 6 small buttons on top of the HDMI button number 1 are the audio selection and control buttons. Okay, by default it's turned off. So what happens if I turn it on? Just listen. Test, test, 1, 2. Can you hear some echoey effect? It's because I've activated the mic of the camera 1. Okay, there's no external mic connected to the camera 1 right now. Okay, so the sound is picked up from the built-in mic of camera 1. So if I can turn off my Sennheiser mic, you'll notice the difference. Test, test, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to switch over. Okay, I'm speaking to camera 1 right now, and my voice is being captured by the built-in mic, which is very far away. That's why it's so echoey. So that's the meaning of turn off. Okay, I'm going to turn on my clip-on mic. Yep, I'm back, and turn off the camera sound. Okay, now, camera itself also have volume control up and down, which I don't need to demonstrate. I've already shown you. And I just want to tell you what AFV means. It means audio follow video. What it means is if I activate this, okay, the audio will come in, audio of input 1 will come in when I select input 1. Let's listen. Hi, is input 1 coming in? Let me on it louder so that you can hear. Yep, it's coming in. So if I switch to other camera, it doesn't follow anymore. So that's the meaning of AFV, audio follow video. When the video is selected, the audio will also be selected, okay, audio of that same HDMI source. Okay, so let me show you something else now. The rest of the control, right? It's so interesting. Okay, now, so same goes for input 2, 3, and 4. Each one of them has got a similar or the similar audio selection and control buttons. All right, you already know how number 1 works, so it's the same for individual inputs. Okay, I've covered all these buttons here. They work fine. And okay, let's talk about these 2 buttons. Okay, let's zoom in to those 2 buttons so you can see them clearly. Okay, and there you go. Okay, we finished talking about input selection and audio selection and audio level control. So what is this still and black? Okay, very easy. Black means you put the output of black. Let's press. That's it. You can still hear me, but the screen is black. Let's go back. Okay, now what is still? Still only works if we connect the ATEM Mini to a software control panel. Okay, and the software control. Oops, I can hear my voice coming from camera 1. So I'm going to turn off. Okay, you can't see now. I'm going to turn off AFV. Okay, so only this mic is picking up my voice. So still only works with a software control panel that you install onto the computer. Okay, and that is connected via the USB or Ethernet control. Okay, so we spoke about black and still. Let's look at the other buttons. Are you enjoying this? I'll be editing this into a shorter version, so it'll be quicker, and click the link below to see the edited version, right? Now, okay, so we have tested out all the buttons on the left hand side. Let's look at what's on the right hand side, especially this section. Okay, let's talk about this section first. Let me zoom in. While I'm zooming in, I can talk. Okay, that section is the transition effects buttons. Okay, let me show you how it works. Transition effects buttons. All right. By default, cut is selected. What it means is when you switch between 2 cameras, it's a straight cut. Okay, one camera straight away cuts into the next camera like this. Camera 1 straight cuts into camera 2 and back to camera 1 and back to camera 2. So that's straight cut. On top of straight cut, you see duration control. Okay, now you know that straight cut is instantaneous. There's no duration. So this duration is meant for this section on the right hand side. We call the auto button. What it means is you can select transition effects like mix, dip, push, squeeze, vertical wipe and horizontal wipe. Okay, let's do a test now. Let's switch to auto. And right now it's in mix, and I'm going to switch to camera 2. Okay, what you see is what you saw just now was a mix. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. Okay, what you just witnessed is the mix, which simply means crossfade or dissolve. Okay, coming back here. Now I'm going to select dip. Okay, dip. What does dip means? Okay, dip means dip to white or dip through white. Okay, and come back here. So now push. What does that look like? Okay, push, push, push. Okay, so how about squeeze? Squeeze. This is squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then we have vertical wipe, vertical wipe, vertical wipe, vertical wipe. Then we have horizontal wipe, horizontal wipe, horizontal wipe, horizontal wipe. Okay, so now back to the duration. So that's where we control our duration of our effects here. We have, I would like to show you, I would like to bring you closer. Okay, to have a better look at it. All right. So this duration is meant to control the, oh my God, my door opened itself. There's a strong wind. Give me the chills. Okay, control the duration of the mix, the transition effects. Okay, so there is 1 second by default, then there is half a second, 1.5 seconds, and 2 seconds. Okay, let's try 2 seconds of mix. Okay, let's see how it looks like. No, that's one more time. So this is a 2 second mix, a very slow 2 second mix. Okay, 2 second mix. Okay, so now we are done with this. Let's move on to a very interesting section, the picture-in-picture section. So in order to make a good presentation, oops, let me change it back to cut. Okay, so let me zoom in to the picture-in-picture sections so you can have a closer look at the buttons. All right. So right now, these 6 buttons is the picture-in-picture control buttons. Okay, it's off now. Let's turn it on. There you go. You see my face on the top left. And I can quickly change the position by pressing this button, top right, and then bottom left, and bottom right. Okay, very quickly we can switch to any position on the spot, instantaneous. Okay, I can turn off anytime. So that's the most common one is at the bottom right. So that's picture-in-picture effect, very quickly demonstrated. Okay, when will I personally use picture-in-picture effect is mostly when I'm doing a presentation slide. Okay, so this is my presentation slide, and then I turn on picture-in-picture. So now I notice that my picture is blocking a word. So I simply quickly switch position, right? Bring it up to the top right, and I'll continue presentation. Let me go through the motion. Okay, I will do this. I will have my Sennheiser mic clipped on, and then I have my slides there, and I give a presentation. Hello, I'm Adrian Lee. I was an electronics engineer for 6 years at the Singapore Navy. When I left, I joined Panasonic as a marketing officer. Okay, after that, I joined one of my clients, a production house, as a videographer. Okay, and on and on and on. So this is a typical presentation setup. Okay, a picture-in-picture, and the slides in the background, which I can switch all over and over. Okay, I'm switching by controlling the computer. Okay, the computer over here. This is my slides computer. Okay, so that's picture-in-picture. Then let me show you what's left out. Okay, now let me zoom backwards and show you the last few buttons. All right, last few buttons. Okay, there's one button here called the FTB. It means fade to black. Okay, very easy. When you press it, it fades to black. When you press it again, it comes back. Okay, I see I see myself using this in live projection in an event. When there's nothing going on in the screen, we fade to black and let the event go on at that stage until something to show at the screen, and we press fade to black again to come back. All right. One more time. Let me say that again with a face. Okay, I see myself using fade to black in a live projection setup in a live event. Okay, when there's nothing going on for the screen, I'll click fade to black, and when there's something to show, I press fade to black again to come back, right? So not so useful for live streaming because when you fade to black, people can't see anything. Okay, now there is two more buttons. That is the key button. Okay, I can't demonstrate that now because this one only works when we connect it to the software control panel. Okay, and that will be very interesting. We can overlay text, we can do green screen effect or chroma key effect. Okay, which I will cover in the next video. Okay, so right now I've covered everything in front of the front panel. What else am I going to cover next? Okay, let me read my script. Okay, so I've already spoken about the HDMI inputs. Okay, the 4 HDMI inputs. Okay, and I've demonstrated how to select audio from each of the input, not just the 4, but 4 plus 2 more microphone inputs. Okay, how you select them and how to control their audio levels. Okay, I've done that. And what's next? Yep, transition and picture-in-picture effects. Yep, I've shown you transition effects and picture-in-picture effects. So the next one is the USB output. Yes, come, let's show you some USB output. Okay, let's bring out this camera once again and demonstrate to you. Let's have some lights. Switch back to camera 3. Okay, this USB-C output, okay, or what they call the webcam out, goes into the USB port of my MacBook Pro, which is picked up by the OBS software. Okay, now I am going live to YouTube now. If you don't believe me, here you go. The other window, you can see a live stream of my YouTube. Okay, the picture there is a little bit delayed. It's like about 5 seconds delay. Okay, we have already spoke about 28 minutes. Okay, very soon I'll be ending the stream. Okay, so I'm going into YouTube right now in Full HD 1080p. Now I want to show you the audio meter in OBS. Okay, this is the one I look at when I adjust the audio levels. I will just make sure my peak voice is within the yellow range and not in the red range. Okay, let me increase. And not in the red range. The red range is bad. My voice will clip. So I will press the down button until my voice is within the yellow range. Okay, slightly higher a bit. Yep. So that's audio meter. Then should I show you this one? Okay, video capture. Okay, let me just quickly show you video capture, the video input. Okay, right now it's detecting the video input as ATEM Mini. That means it recognizes the device ATEM Mini as an external webcam. Okay, I know that. Okay, let me just close this first. Okay, so that's the output. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, it's going live now and it's recorded on YouTube. At the same time, At the same time, I'm recording locally on external hard drive right here. Okay, I'm recording on the SSD drive now. So there's 3 outputs. One goes to the external monitor, one goes to YouTube, and one goes to the external hard drive. This is the one I'm going to use to do a shorter version of this live demo. I'm going to edit that video. Okay, and the recording here is actually done by OBS software. Okay, I know OBS can do a lot more, but with the ATEM Mini, you actually give OBS a rest and just use it as a streaming software. And the ATEM Mini do all the video conversion and switching work. Okay, that's why I see ATEM Mini as, because if you're going to input 4 devices into OBS, it will start to slow down and stress out because there's just too many videos to convert. All right, so let's see now. Is that it? What else do you want to know? Put in the comments below. Okay, so I can do another demo. So I've spoke about USB output. Yep. Not just OBS. You can also use software like XSplit Broadcaster, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Skype, Twitch TV, Periscope, Wirecast, and more. I've tried it with a QuickTime movie recording, and it works. Okay, as long as MacBook Pro recognizes the ATEM Mini as an external webcam, it will work. Okay, then there's another thing. The HDMI output can also be used as a recording output. All you need is a HDMI recorder, such as the Blackmagic Design HyperDeck Studio Mini and the Blackmagic Video Assist. All right, that's a totally separate product, which means you can use the HDMI output and record to a HDMI recorder. Okay, for right now, I'm recording into an external hard drive using OBS. Okay, so as I keep mentioning just now, there is a software control which you can install onto your computer, and via USB or Ethernet port, there are more things we can do with the ATEM Mini. Okay, let me say that again. So there's actually a lot more the ATEM Mini can do when we connect to the software control panel on the computer. Okay, things like live chroma key or green screen effect, text overlay, graphic transition, and some more broadcast features. And I'll be testing that in the next video. So right now, I'm about to end. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is Adrian Lee from videolane.com. Wait, let me prepare. Switch to the main one first. Okay, I'm gonna press the music button. Is the music ready? Yes. This is Adrian Lee from videolane.com. See you in the next one. Okay, I intentionally stay behind longer so you can see behind the scenes. Okay, there's nothing else to do. So remember, tune into my next video or watch the edited version of this video. And if you haven't seen the live recording of this, if you haven't seen the live version of this video, click the link. That should be it. I'm going to officially leave now. See ya.